जी रुक जाइए जरा। हाँ, मैं भी अपनी राइटिंग सोच रहा हूँ कि मैं किस साइड पर
We
लगाऊं
are
पॉजिटिव।
live. नमस्कार, नमस्कार टू ऑल आवर व्यूअर्स, जिन्हें मैं दिख रही हूँ उनको भी और जिनको मैं नहीं दिख पा रही हूँ उनको भी. This is Himangi Arora Mishra. Today I'm here with another episode of Real Talks World of Stories. Real Talks World of Stories that bring different insights, insightful instances from the epic of Mahabharata with my two beautiful storytellers, Adhyan and Miss Shifali Chopra. Adyan is a student, is an ardent learner, and Shifali is an experienced learner. So this is the difference between the two. Yet the similarity is that both are the lovely storytellers and love to narrate the stories and talk about them. So we have our two storytellers here, and we would not be wasting much time. So today we'll just start with our story because the story is really beautiful. And with that, we will move ahead with the different twists and turns and insights from the story, as we always do. So stay tuned with us. We are going to have our story from Mahabharata in.
I think Himangi's video has got stuck. So, Adhyan, I
जी
think as a storyteller, what you should do is just start your story, darling.
yeah, thank you. So hello friends, namaste. Now friends in Europe, hope you enjoyed the snow last week. And friends in Asia, I hope the sun is getting brighter. Welcome to yet another storytelling session from the ancient epic Mahabharata. Someone once told me that a square has four ends, a rectangle again has four ends, a triangle has three ends, but the circle of friendship has no end. So let's begin. Those of you who have followed our previous sessions would know about Dronacharya, the great teacher and mentor to the Kauravas and Pandavas. Drona in his childhood grew up and studied together with Drupad, the prince of Panchal province. Drona was from a humble background, while Drupad was a prince and the heir to the throne. However, their friendship knew no class differences. They remained the best of friends until destiny drew them apart. Drona went on to become a famous Brahmin warrior and teacher, while Drupad, as expected, went on to become the king of Panchal. At one time, Drona was facing some financial crisis, and that's when Drona remembered his childhood friend Drupad. Without any hesitation, Drona went, went to meet Drupad and seek help from him. After reaching Panchal, he, he straight went to Drupad's courtyard. Seeing his childhood friend in kingly attire, Drona felt proud and irritated. He called Drupad and said, Drupad, my friend, look, who's here? Remember me? Drupad took offense on hearing his name as he was surrounded by his courtiers. Drupad replied angrily, who are you, Brahmin? Why have you come here? Drona replied back, don't you recall your childhood friend? I am Dronacharya, your friend. I am here to seek some help from you as I am facing some financial challenge. Drupad mockingly replied, forget about childhood. We were all immature then. Friendship is meant to last only among equals, and clearly you and I are not equal. Forget friendship. As a Brahman, you can ask for aims, and as a king, I will give you charity. Tell me what you want and how much do you want? Drona got hurt. He said, Drupad, I just wanted to meet my friend, but I think he does not exist anymore, or maybe he's lost. Drona left Panchal, and that was the end of friendship between Drona and Drupad, which were childhood friends, but then became rivals in adulthood. Years later, they both fought war each other in the war of Kurukshetra, where Drona won upon Drupad. That's the end of today's story. Thank you.
That was a wonderful story, Adhyan, about friendship.
It was indeed a very beautiful story of friendship, ego, ignorance, and yet another insightful session of darkness and light. I believe this is something which is very, very true in today's world and very resonating in today's world. Friendship are between or among the equals. Is it so? ऐसा सच में होता है क्या? I don't think so. And in that case, मुझे ऐसा लगता है that we should all be, the youngsters, छोटे बच्चे. So where there is no foundation of caste, creed, status, stature, money, emotional, or rather, you don't even think about financial status. So this is something which is so true even in today's world. With this, I would like to thank Adhyan again for bringing such a beautiful story right in front of us. Uh, I would like to ask Shefali Ram on this. Shefali Ram, I would actually like your insight for the entire story first today because this is such an amazing thing to talk about the true essence of friendship, the true essence of the world which is so huge, still so connected, so small.
I love the story, Himangi, and this holds good even today. Unfortunately, we all get carried away by all this glitz and blitz that's happening all around us. You very rightly said it. When we are little, we don't know any concept of who has what. I mean, we barely know each other's name. It does not matter where you stay, what kind of car do you drive, what's your dad or mom doing. But nowadays, unfortunately, people are very conscious about these little things of where people come from, what are their backgrounds, what kind of clothes do they wear, are they branded or not, what kind of phones do they use. Unfortunately, we are supposed to not use people, but we are using people. They have forgotten that things are meant to be to be used, and not people. But unfortunately, what has happened is the otherwise. We make connections purely because if somebody is coming from somewhere, and that's quite a sad scenario. Today everything has become very commercial, but still there is, as you said very beautifully, there is light and there is dark. There is darkness, and then there is hope. There are people who will go out of their way to help others. There are people, as friends, they bond like what do I say, like hand and glove kind of a relationship. You can count on them. They're like a blessing, like how beautifully Adhyan said, the circle of friends, it has no end. It can continue, and this is the only relationship in your life which is not tagged. It's You can choose a friend, you cannot choose family. So this is such a beautiful relationship if nourished properly. Like Relationships need to be nourished every day, every single day. It is the connect, the with little conversation, with love, with effort, with time. When you give time and attention to any relationship, it blossoms. We have forgotten that हम लोग एक rat race में हैं. We are running. Oh, we need to finish this, we need to finish that. We forget that there are these beautiful relationships as friends. Much later in life we realize, oh my god, that was that's such a beautiful relationship where you can sit and crack over things, you can laugh about things you have done earlier in your life. Nobody is judgmental comparatively. But yes, if we get conscious, we can build on these relationships even today. But we have to be conscious. We don't have to be mean. We don't have to be judgmental. There is nothing like I have it more than you do. We're all growing in some way or the other. My growth may be slow and yours may be faster, but that does not really change us. We need to appreciate people for who they really are from within, rather than looking at these exterior things of what the other person possesses or what kind of status does one come from.
So it's very true, Shefali ma'am. I think you gave a very prominent, notion that yes, there is hope. But when it comes to friendship, I would like to mark this very statement. A friend in need is a friend indeed. When we say a friend in need is a friend indeed, from where there is a foundation, whether the need is of emotions or finances, the need is of a materialistic aspect or just time. When it comes to time, people forget how to put their true sense of time in their relationships. And
True.
again, when we talk about materialistic aspect, when we talk about money, they still find it really difficult to open the arms and say, okay, le jao jo chahiye. It's very difficult when we grow up, because people think maybe somebody is trying to take advantage of the other one. Maybe somebody is not pushing to the extent of the perfection. If always nurtured with the help, maybe not, he or she might not lead to the level of the potential. So what is your call on it? Like, is helping or is being there in need, is what is literal, or is there something beneath the statement?
See, when we talk about helping someone, when we think somebody's reaching out to you, of course, there is a certain amount of hope that he or she has from you, or they feel that, I can reach out. Only when somebody is comfortable is that person going to reach out to you, one. And because he or she may feel that my this particular friend might be able to help. And I think there is no harm. If you can, why not? Obviously, if you can't, you just can't. Be honest. But at least if you are in a position to help, at least acknowledge. We can live in this kind of a, what do you call, like a bubble, thinking, oh my God, everybody is taking advantage of me. It
Yes.
is what you perceive, what you are from within is reflected outside. If I feel
Very true.
कि ये सामने वाला चोर है, तो जरूर मेरे में भी कोई चोरी छुपी है.
बिल्कुल.
अगर मुझे लगता है यार सामने वाला बहुत अच्छा है, whereas other people might be saying, no, yeah, this guy is really not trustworthy. But it's what my inner also reflects my, the same thing. So we need to trust a bit. It's okay. And suppose somebody cheats on you, or you are deceived by someone, then it's a learning. And once you have experienced it, do not repeat it. That is the only thing that you can do. But just because one person cheats you don't start thinking everybody is out there to cheat me.
So true, ma'am. So true. It's such a bitter truth of life that people will be there in our lives. There will be learnings, by the ones who will defeat or just cheat or anything. And that is also very true that, these learnings are important and hence will always be there. And then, what is your understanding on this? You have brought this story on the platform. What is your call on friendship and how do you see it? And what do you say on this very quote when I say a friend in need is a friend indeed?
Yeah, I think friendship is a very beautiful bond. Friendship, friend in need is friend indeed. That is true. Our friends help us. Friends are our own. They are near and dear ones. So they can help. So there should be not any ego, any disrespect, or any other negative thing between two friends. There are best friends. There are some friends which you don't talk much, but friendship is a beautiful, beautiful bond, and every friend can help you. So you should be positive towards it.
See, Himangi, how this little child explained it so beautifully. This only shows there is hope. The coming generation is very clear in their mind. And actually, now that if we do not feed our children, I think, and if we let them be, I think they'll be better with judgments. They'll be better with making friends. And for the newer generation, it really does not matter who comes from where. What matters is this: who
Yes,
is
that's
smart. That is the difference.
that's
A lot of times we cloud our children's minds by saying things like, I don't think you should associate with this one, and I don't think you should associate with this one. That is our doing. Kids, when they're young, they don't know all this. Only after we have trained them in a certain fashion, they start to reciprocate in the same fashion. If we do not train our children and let them be and let them learn, they will not only learn about their friends, they will also learn about a better way to live their life.
that's very true, Shefali ma'am. I will resonate this here with the idea of the caste and the status specifically. When people talk about intercaste marriages, when people talk about interreligion acquaintances, not accepting the other one's festivals, these kind of things. When we hear from our elders, such a devastating situation it is. And I totally resonate to the fact that the league and the generation that is coming, and in fact to a good extent even in our times, we are still more liberal. This is something which is very very true, because the community that we live in is all about sharing, giving, collaborating. And with that, I would just share this instance where we have been we have come across a situation of COVID, and post COVID people are more open to collaborations, more open to the open conversations, more open to the awareness programs that they look forward to. So I think this is something which is a blessing in disguise, that people have actually found the goodness of collaboration and sharing. And that is the essence of friendship across the globe. So with that, then I would like to hear from you whether you have found any good new friends in the testing times, because you were at home, lockdown, and everything of that sort happening, and how it helped. Did it help you?
Well, actually, not exactly, but I think I started this story session, storytelling. So I think that my viewers are my friends.
Oh,
Wow, this is
that's
something which is very matured answer. So how do you think that you got such a beautiful experience, a friend full of experience in Shifali, ma'am? Didn't you find a friend here?
I think Shifali ji is a respected friend.
Okay, I
so
actually
sweet.
was expecting
Thank you,
this.
Ati. Thank you so much. I have friends from all age groups. I can tell you. You will not believe it, but I have friends from all age groups, like little tiny miny kids. Then I have people who are 20s and 30s, and like mine, I'm around 40s. Then I have people from 60s and 70s and 80s, and I enjoy my interaction with everybody. Age actually has, there is no issue, there is no bar. Trust me, you learn so much from each other. I have such a beautiful friend in you. I have such a beautiful friend in Himangi. We're all learning from each other. Himangi initially said, "You are learning and I am learned." I need to correct that a bit. I am still learning and I will keep learning. And I'm learning every day from you, Adhyan, from Himangi, and from so many people. I learn every day. I make mistakes and I recorrect them. And I'm like a little schoolgirl. I have a piece of paper and I put it down, because I am learning. The day I decide I know it all, I'm done, I'm finished. So learning happens every day. And that's another thing that I think we all must adapt to. And that is the beautiful, things about life, that we actually need to learn from each other. Do you agree with me, Himangi?
Yes, of course, I totally agree. There is a very prominent, technical issue going on, and I'm so sorry for that if I am not audible or not visible in my general form. So, but yes, if I'm audible, I am totally in agreement of what Adyan told. Shifali ma'am, I would like to extend this conversation from here itself. When Adyan said, that I have a very respected friend in you. You know, again there, and you said you have friends from all from different
Age
spans
group.
of life or age groups. I just want to ask or understand that, can we have the friends from different age groups? What is the definition of a friend? Like, it's just in need, indeed, factor is okay, fine. But how a person can look forward to a friend? Because a friend is somebody who with whom we can share our lives, our past instances, our lovely times, our deep down, emotions. This is a friend for me. So, what is your identification for a friend? How will a person identify a friend?
Himangi, there are all sorts of friends. There are friends I may indulge in only for stories. Then there are friends I want to have a conversation with. There are friends I need to see them for a cup of tea. There are friends I might be doing sports with. So there are all kinds of friends. There is no one kind of friend. We limit our minds when we think, okay, these are our friends only. See, there are few you can trust them to the T. You cannot trust everybody to the T. That is a very close, very tiny circle. Very close. You can probably count them on your fingers. You can trust your life with them. But other than that, there are all sorts of friends. There are friends who read books. We can share about books. There are friends who discuss fashion. We can discuss about fashion. So I think there are all kinds of friends. All categories are there. So, but that close category that you're talking about, that's a very, very close guarded relationship where you can actually trust your life with someone. You can discuss your life. You can share your fears. You can share your victory. You can share your smiles, sadness, and tell them how exactly you're feeling at that point of time. You don't have to put a facade and say, "I'm fine." There are friends, those kind of friends when you can say, "No, I'm not okay." But those are very few friends.
I think this is such a insightful approach. सबके friends होते हैं, and as that jingle says, हर एक friend जरूरी होता है. And with what you said, I was just thinking about the movie when when Shah Rukh Khan said, coffee wala friend alag hai, or table wala friend alag hai, book wala friend alag hai. Yes, indeed. It's all about relationships. We share the bonds in different forms. And I would come back to the story again, where Dronacharya, looked forward to Drupal, and he was a king that time. A lot many times this situation comes in in front of us as well, that we hold a certain profile and a position. and that is not in line with the expectation of a friend. Like maybe a coffee friend is asking for a tea, and I have another friend, another responsibility where it comes to tea. So in that situation, when Rupert said, bachcho mein, that early times, the childhood was different, but now I'm a king and you are a Brahmin. You can ask for anything as a Brahmin. But to which Drona said, no, I'm looking for my friend. So, how okay is it to not realize the fact that, yes, uh, I'm holding a certain position, or my friend is having a certain position? What I can, I can relate to is sometimes, our friends or our acquaintances are in a particular profile or a position, maybe a government sector, in some government sector, or maybe holding on a proper profile, and we just don't realize they don't have time, but we have those grudges. Okay, usne phone hi nahi uthaya, usne to humse baat hi nahi kari. So at that time, is it right? I will ask the same question to Adi, and then I'll look forward to your answer as well. Adin, what do you think about it? How okay
I,
it is for a friend to not understand the other one, or maybe the
actually,
constraints and limitations?
actually, in a way, it's not fine because maybe the closed circle, which Shifaliji talked about, in that circle, if a friend does not understand the other one, it can be an issue. There are so many friends, but the inner circle ones, which we can count on fingers, as Shifaliji said, it's really important for us to understand them and them to understand us. If they are not talking, we can just understand their problem. And we should always try to help them. We should
So, what do
put
you think that
ourselves.
then? Did Dronacharya did the right thing, saying, "Okay, I was looking forward to my friend, but not you." Like maybe the friend has been lost.
Actually, yeah, we have discussed in our previous sessions also, no one can be said right or wrong. Dronacharya understood that Drupad is now not his friend as he has ego, they have class differences, and Drupad is valuing them. So Dronacharya understood that he should not fight with him. He is not enemy.
Okay.
Let let the time tell.
Okay. Great. So this is very much insightful. Shifali ma'am, I would look forward to your answer as well.
For me, if you really ask me, just give it a thought. Dronacharya was still holding to a memory, but Drupat was not. He had
Yes.
moved on. So, actually, if you ask me, I don't know if it was just ego. There are times in life you grow out of a friendship.
Yes.
Haven't we seen when we are growing up, we are different, and the same friend, so called, we meet by the time we have finished our college, and we're very excited, we meet them up, but it's not the same
Yes.
because we have grown. We have grown with time. What we were holding on to is a memory. And in that memory, after that, so many years have gone by. So many that it's difficult to forget physically a difference. Forget that. Even people have changed from within. What you may have
Yes.
thought, oh, हम लोग chips खाते थे साथ में और मस्ती मारते थे. By the time you actually meet each other, maybe somebody has become very serious and his way of working and functioning is very different. And you can't relate to it. And then when you come back and you're like, oh, I don't think it was just the same. It can never be. Time changes everybody.
So true. So I think this is something which is very relevant insight from the story, that we as as a person should not be judgmental, when somebody reacts to a situation, or we should be more empathetic towards the one when we come across somebody, because maybe he or she is in a different situation altogether, and maybe in a different life altogether. because we definitely don't know that, what he or she has gone through or what he or she is going through. So, just thinking of the fact that a person has ego or is arrogant, or maybe not, able to understand, is is not that correct, you know. So, is there any other part which, Adhin, you would like to highlight in today's story? Is there any other side of the story that you would like to bring on?
Well, I think it's a story, as Shifaliji said. Another part of the story is that obviously the childhood and the adulthood are different. There are some situations which makes the man more arrogant. Maybe Drupad faced some difficulty with someone else, so his mindset changed. That can be another thing. So we can't blame Drupad as if he's wrong. Maybe he faced something and now he's like that. Situations change someone. Someone becomes negative, someone positive. It's all the matter of time and place and situations.
Very well
So
said,
what do you
Adhin. Very
suggest,
well.
Adhin? Yes, it is. It is. What do you suggest, that how a friend should react in that time?
Well, actually, I would like to say a truth that due to your network issue, I was not able to hear you correctly.
Okay, I said, am I audible now?
Yes, you are.
Yeah,
Okay. So I said, in that situation, what a person should do, like, if we find a friend after so long who has changed, what is supposed to be done? What are our friends, those who are listening, can take away as a token of advice from you?
well, actually, maybe I am not giving a very accurate advice, but from my side, I would like to say that in my previous answer also I said just give some time, just
Great.
see.
So time is the one who that will tell exactly what exactly. The test will be of time. So Shafali ma'am, what is your insight on this?
See, for me as a person, I think time has a big role to play in all relationships. If you keep fueling a relationship, if you keep filling it, you need to do it all the time, and that grows. But if you are not really concerned about it, and if you don't put that kind of time and attention and seeds of so-called love, because even in friendship, love is very important. So if you don't put that and you expect it to continue to bloom, that's not happening. It cannot happen. It's not possible. But yes, as I said earlier, we do grow out of friendships, and it's a normal thing. And I think what we should really, really focus on is the time we have spent together, and then just move on. Because at the end of the day, it's not just one friend. You keep meeting different kinds of people throughout the journey of your life. You cannot hold on to just one person all your life. It's not possible. And if you do, it's a great thing. I mean, that's only like it's like happening in the journey of life. It's a beautiful thing, but we cannot hold it against people, as you said it very nicely earlier. Let's not be judgmental. Let's give space, let's give time, let's give patience. We don't have patience these days. That's one thing that is uh, today's generation is really lacking, is patience. Everything is so quick. you know you need to be a little patient. You need to invest into those needs. Even as friends, you need to invest into relationships. And when you do that, whatever said and done, the result is all out.
So again, I would like to put a closure to this session. I hope I am audible. If yes, please give me a nod and go ahead.
Yes.
Okay. So yes, I'm glad that we could come across with another insightful story from the epic of Mahabharata. Drona and Drupad obviously had a very keen role to play in the instigation or initiation of the Mahabharata, because the journey started from there itself. So, but not going to that. Instead of bringing the insight from the story here, I would like to take away a few points which I would like to revise and revive with you. One, that friends, those who are once friends, might be, in a different situation and grow up in different fields and areas with different approach and mindsets. So, what is important is to nurture your relationship on a regular basis. Friendship is like a plant which needs to be nurtured. It is going to give you flowers and fruits and beautiful, amazing, the shade and the light that you want, but only if you nurture it regularly. So if somebody says हम लोग तो बहुत time से friends हैं, it generally doesn't happen that way. You need to put and invest yourself into the friendship. Second is, if your friend is actually in a situation which is not appropriate according to you, or is not appropriate according to us, we are supposed to be neutral at that very moment and let time tells what exactly happens. So that is again another lesson that we have come across, that yes, time will tell whether a person is actually grown up as an arrogant or an ignorant person, has actually darkness came there, or it's just a shade or a passing by, image that is reflecting. And with that, the third lesson that Shafali ma'am told very beautifully, that whatever is inside me will be reflected. I might be thinking on a different note and notion altogether. Maybe the situation is not there that way or not in that very sense. So it is very, very important for us, while nurturing the relationships, we need to take care of the fact that what we are nurturing it with, whether it is love, positivity, neutral approach, transparency, or just something which is, diluted with hatred or insecurity or, negativity of different aspects. So if we are nurturing it with good intentions, the outcome will be the same. If not, then it will be definitely the other way around. So thank you so very much, Adin. Thank you so very much, Shafali ma'am, for bringing such an insightful story and such a relevant story for this very time when people are so apprehensive and so open both ways for the collaborations, sharings, and friendship across the globe. So, as a country, as India, we are always open to the collaborations and connects and the compassionate connects. And this is something which is very relevant from the fact that this is a story from the legendary epic of Mahabharata, which was somewhere. How many years ago was it written, Adyan, if I just need to ask? Do you have any idea? I'm sure you must have.
Well, actually, it was many centuries ago.
Many centuries ago, maybe more than 5,000 years ago. But we need to understand what exactly it is, because these are the scriptures which are from the ancient India. And yes, we are able to understand that essence, that wisdom was there at that very moment of time as well, and which is helping us to go ahead in life even today. So I am glad to be the part of the country, and I'm really happy that I have such a beautiful and hopeful generation who can bring the ancient wisdom in light through the platform of Speak of an Empire India. And we will continue to do so. With that, I'll like to take off for the day, and I'll like to put the closure of this session. Before we go ahead with the closure, I would like Adhin to bring up the question or the trivia that he would like to share and ask from the viewers who are listening.
Well, the fun fact for today is actually, in a way, Dronacharya and Drupad were not only friends, they were also related in another way. Drupad was related to the students of Dronacharya, the Pandavas, as Drupad was the father of Draupadi, who married all the five Pandavas. This was the fun fact for today. Thank you. Stay tuned with us. Take care.
Thank you so
Thank
very much, Adyan.
you. You know what
And
I
thank you
like,
so very
Anji, that he's always, making sure our general knowledge is increasing.
I'm sure a lot many people will be, thinking the same way. Those who are listening to this session of ours, and those who will come across the session. So before we go ahead, our usual way of signing off is Namaste. Namaste to all those who are listening.
Namaste.
Namaste.